Hello! MonstersAbound here with a brand new campaign as Taurox the Brass Bull. That's right, we're playing Beastmen, and Taurox is part of Mixus Legendary Lords mod. We're using a few different mods, and I picked Taurox because I fancied it, plus he's a big old Minotaur. I've modded it a bit myself as well, because I noticed that Mixus Legendary Lords, some of his lords are missing slug skin, which is a skill which I think is very important for the Beastmen. And God, they need every bit of help they can get. The poor Beastmen, they've always been the forgotten stepchildren of the Chaos Gods and Games Workshop. Despite that, they're one of my favourite races in the setting, if not probably my most favourite faction, to be honest. I don't know why. I guess I'm just a sucker for the underdog. And Minotaurs. So Taurox is a complex special character with about 3 paragraphs of lore, and without a model because they never bothered. Long story short, he was a bit of a dick, then one day bit the head off a demon because he was a dick, and then went on a massive murder bender and ended up face down in a river of blood of his own making. We've all been there. Karl, fairly impressed with the big old bull bender, decided to make him all metal because... Look, Karl isn't the Chaos Pantheon's biggest thinker, alright? Anyway, he did it so Taurox would never get tired of killing, or be able to scratch his balls ever again, which I guess leads on to the desire to kill everyone. So, in summary, big Minotaur made of brass likes killing. Complex may have been a bit of an overstatement. Anyway, so we're starting off as... the Man-Blight tribe, that's right, and if I remember correctly, these are the sunburnt guys. So I think they're all just very red. Fuck's sake. So, the Brass Bull. So under a scarlet moon, Taurox was reborn. He rose up and bellowed his defiance, blood cascading from his now brazen frame. The gods reward his fell deeds, the body of shining metal. No more would he tire, no more would he have a moment's respite from the rage that consumed him. Jesus. That's a bit extreme, isn't it? Right, so, as the Brass Bull, we get extra bestial rage, which I think means that we never lose it. So baseline, we will never lose bestial rage. Now, we will, if we lose in combat, or I think if we sign a non-aggression pact, bestial rage will drop, but otherwise I think we're basically going to be always sort of a base level of 0. We also get recruitment reduction for Minotaur units, which is fine, and recruitment cost reduction for Minotaur units, which is also fine. None of those bonuses particularly set me on fire, I'll be honest. Recruitment cost is, it's alright, I guess, and, you know, time to recruit is also kind of fine, but all in all, it's not particularly exciting. However, Taurox himself reduces upkeep for Minotaurs by 30%. Now we're talking. And he also gives Minotaurs Berserk. Now we're definitely talking, although that does make them slightly harder to control. But it does give them a lot more melee attack and physical resistance. So, you know, swings and roundabouts. Taurox he's got a quest item, Rune Tortured Axes there. It's going to give us a little bit more weapon strength, armor piercing damage, enable magical attacks, flaming attacks, and an ability. And he's got some skills. So basically the Brass Bull, which gives him damage reduction and melee defense over time, and also makes him rampage. Does he have Berserk as well? No. He is a Minotaur, but I guess it doesn't count as being a Minotaur. Oh, it says Minotaur unit, so I guess that's not him. Right, so we also get Unstoppable Rage, that increased charge bonus for Minotaur units, Vigor loss reduction for Minotaur units, and speed for Minotaur units. There's a theme there. Also, Lord of the Beast, which gives weapon strength for Minotaur units and a bunch of other stuff, and upkeep reduction for various bits apart from... So basically, you're probably not going to field that many bog standard beastmen. It's probably just going to be a shit ton of Minotaurs and Centaurs and that kind of shit. You also get Merciless Beyond Measure, so casualties captured post-battle increase, and income from post-battle loot increase, both good. And Blood is the prize, which increases campaign movement range, which is always nice, and income from raising settlements, which is good. And then finally Slaughterhorn, which makes him have perfect vigor, increases his hit points, and makes him cause terror. So all in all, pretty good. And there's Slug Skin, which I modded in. That's right, not just a pretty face, can mod. Took me an hour and a half to add a skill, but never mind. It's fine. It was actually very easy. I was very confused by what tier and index mean, and that'll make sense if you know what the modding is like. Good. So otherwise, pretty much bog standard for a lord, apart from obviously he doesn't have a chariot, because that would be, I mean, fucking hilarious, but he doesn't have a chariot. His stats are fairly good. It's not too bad. He's got pretty good health. Armor is very, very high, of course, as you'd expect. Weapon strength is fine. He gets a little bit more bonus versus infantry. So infantry killer, there we go. And all that kind of good stuff. Okay, and we start over here. Now, I have, as I said, I've done some modding for myself. So what I've done, I've made some changes to Mixu's mod, basically to add in slug skin. And I've also changed some of the dark moon effects, because I think some of them are overly fucking punishing, to the point where you don't tend to use them all that much, because they're that sort of shit. I hope it's worked anyway. I've also, and I don't think Beastmen got ambush stance by default. I think that's been added. And it's quite powerful. I mean, you might argue that it's overpowered, but frankly, the Skaven have it, and the Skaven have nukes. So I don't personally see the problem with that. The other thing I've done is I've removed the movement requirement for hidden encampment. And I've done that for two reasons. One, sometimes the movement bar lies. Sometimes it says, no, you've got 25% movement, and then it goes, no, but you cannot encamp because you do not have 25. And I'm like, yes, I do, but then I don't know. So I've changed that because, frankly, I cannot be fucked. And secondly, because I get really annoyed with having to make sure I only move 75% of my movement range every single fucking turn. It drives me nuts. Actually, there's three reasons. Surprise. Cunning and surprise. Good. And the other reason is, by default, I believe this is true, when you attack a settlement, the Beastmen have two options. The first is raise the settlement. The second is loot and raise. Both of those raise the settlement. You might be going, well, that's fine. But, okay, so here's the problem. Raising uses all of your movement range. What that means is that if you raise a city, you are then completely fucking defenseless for the rest of that turn. Which is a bit of a problem, considering the AI likes to just come at you from every direction out of the fog of war. So basically, we removed that entire thing. So basically, we can now encamp with zero, which means we can like raise settlement. It'll use the rest of our movement, but we can then encamp, and of course, that's hidden. Now you might go, well, that seems a bit overpowered. Potentially, I'll hold my hands up and say potentially. However, you do move away from the city, but in a random direction. I think it's random anyway. And so where we encamp is not entirely up to us. So although it makes us safer, it by no means makes us entirely safe. So I think it should be generally fine. Anyway, so let's crack on. So there's Taurox the Brass Bull. He starts off with some Gore Herd, a couple of Ungor Raiders, a Feral Manticore, some Minotaurs with shields, which are the worst variation of Minotaurs. Because you're a giant cow man. Why the fuck do you pick up a shield? Sure, you just pick up another axe, right? Double axe it. You don't. Anyway, and some harpies as well. Personally, I would have preferred to see maybe another unit of Minotaurs in this, but oh well, never mind. Right, let's go and attack.
No, this will drain my power.
It's Thyrus. Oh, fucking hell, Thyrus, one of my mods on my Discord. Let's kill him first. Okay, we didn't get the ambush. Don't think that's. Could we maybe get the We can try an ambush again. Okay, we didn't get the ambush. Never mind. Let's just kill him. First battle of the campaign. And it's raining, which is probably quite soothing for all our very sunburnt beastmen. That's right. We're a walking advert for why you should definitely wear sun cream. Because look at these boys. They have been roasted. Look at their little bottoms. Can you normally see their bottoms? Is this a thing? I don't think I've ever noticed that. They've got little loincloths in front, but the rear leaves nothing to the imagination. Absolutely nothing. Okay, well, let's have a quick look at Taurox. There he is, the Brass Bull, of course, being a modded in Legendary Lord. He's going to look slightly less impressive than some of them, but he's fine. He's taking some shots, but that's because I sent him in first, because I was like, you know what, who doesn't give a shit about bullets? Taurox doesn't. And there he goes, rolling straight in, sending them flying, not giving a crap. Those pistolers are a bit of a pain in the ass. But here comes the rest of our infantry, our very sunburnt Minotaurs on our left flank. Gently sizzling as the rain hits them. Jeez, guys, get some aloe vera on that. For fuck's sake. Right into the back of those spit. I do love Minotaurs. And in come our Harpies as well to help out. Do you outnumber me? Not anymore, you don't. Ungors getting stuck in. Of course, Ungors are the lads with the smallest horns. It's all about horns in Beastman Society. The bigger your horns, the better. That's why Gors are like, you know, they've got big horns. Ungors have got tiny horns. Minotaurs have got massive horns. And that's how you know who's the boss. Not that guy that's just exploded into jam. And the Harpies picking off some survivors. The Pistoliers are doing some damage to our Ungors over here, which is unwelcome, but we should... Yeah, that looks like we're getting some shots in there. That's going to... I mean, the Pistoliers, they're not particularly dangerous. They're just annoying more than anything else. Ungors chasing down those crossbows. That's looking pretty good. And it looks like Taurox is going to eat Thyrus. So that's fun. Oh, you gotta love the Minotaurs. Just sunburnt or otherwise. Just so good. So... Could get the extra leadership. Let's take the replenishment. And Thyrus is dead. Poor old Thyrus. He didn't deserve it. Right, let's head over here. Because, of course, I can encamp whenever. We'll just encamp there. That's very nice. Obviously, we want the gargantuan hooves so that he can move faster. I don't know... It always makes me think, like, would gargantuan hooves be a good... It makes you think like they'd be wearing flip-flops. Just very unwieldy, but apparently makes you faster, so that's fine. Okay, so some of the mods I've made some changes, some of the tech, because let's face it, the Beastman tech tree is fucking atrocious. It's probably, now that the greenskins have been fixed, the worst one in the game, to be honest, apart from maybe Chaos. But I think even the Chaos one is better, to be honest. So basically, each tech we research, we reduce our research rates. We can then increase our research rates by researching these bad boys down here, and they now give us some additional bonuses, which is quite nice. Right, to start off with, we need Horde growth, right? So we need the Hives of Pestilence and Gore Drunk, ideally. So we need to go for Grizzly Trophies. The other one would be Casualty Replenishment Rate. We go for, but I think growth to start off with, because as soon as we get Minotaurs, the sooner we can start, you know, properly murdering people. Because Ungors are fine. Well, no, they're not. They're awful, basically. We just need Minotaurs. A stack of Minotaurs basically will just murder anything in their path. Minotaurs are good. Minotaurs are basically the saving grace of the Beastmen. Not just in Total War, but also like in Tabletop. I remember like reading some of the strategies for Beastmen. It was like, okay, basically all your units are shit apart from Minotaurs. Take Minotaurs. That was the strategy. That was because everything else was massively overpriced or just a bit naff. Okay, there's Eldred. He's dead. He's dead. Okay, so we can raise and defile or loot and raise. So yeah, as I say, both of these mean you get to raise, which means it uses the rest of your movement range, which means you're basically defenseless. So I think to start off with, getting that growth is going to be very, very useful. Oh, we've got the Pigeon Plucker Pendant, which of course is one of the worst pendants in the game, although it does give us some hit points, so it you know, it could be worse. It could be worse. Taurox, what are we going to give you next, buddy? I mean, upkeep is... Obviously, because we're a Horde faction, we don't really make much money apart from when we sack stuff. Or in fact, raise, because we don't get the chance to sack. We just have to raise. Which means we can't even, like, with the green skins, like, farm a faction for money. We can't even do that. We have to kill and move on, which means, like a shark, if we stop, then we're fucked. So let's get Blessed by Evil, because upkeep reduction just so potent, and it's going to let us build some extra stuff as well. Now, normally you start off with enough growth to build another building, but in this mod you don't. You also don't start off with a second horde, which is a bit of a problem. I feel like maybe of all the factions, because I know Bretonia doesn't get the upkeep increase for each army, and I feel like maybe Horde should be the same, because realistically you're not going to snowball with your armies with your economy, are you? I feel like, you know, maybe I don't know. I'd like to see how that works anyway. Right, we got some options here now. Of course, we haven't had a look at the objectives yet. So our campaign objectives are slightly different from normal Beastmen factions, where they have to raise 40 settlements, get the following money, and then win the following battle. No, we also need to destroy the Reichland, Bretonia, a whole bunch of Empire factions. And, I mean, that's not the easiest thing to do, because, of course, you know what the Empire's like. So, to basically make life easier for ourselves, we're going to go on a mission. You've heard of Kill Bill. We're going to kill Karl. Our first objective is to fucking murder Karl before he gets too strong, because you've seen what the Empire's like when it manages to, like, get shit done. It becomes unfucking stoppable. So we need to stop that shit right now. So we are going to head immediately over here, because we need to get to the Reichland and we need to, like, corral Karl. Okay, we can get the Hag Tree Copse. That's going to give us a little bit of extra growth, which is quite nice. And obviously we need Minotaurs ASAP. Because once we've got Minotaurs, you know, it's just Murder Town. Which is not the best town to live in, but it's fun to visit. Oh, really? Alright, well, that's not a big deal. I mean, they're wood elves. What do you expect? Right, what's the garrison like here? Is it any good? That's not the city. That's the city. Nope, it's trash. Good. Right, we're going to get straight in there. Yeah, okay. I mean, this should be fairly straightforward, because obviously we've got Minotaurs and a giant brass bull murder machine. However, the auto-resolve feels like it won't be on our side. I disagree. Hope that notice board wasn't important. Okay, we're going to take a little bit of fire from the crossbows. I probably should have sent in my harpies first. We lost Graham. Graham's dead. Although, in some ways, his death is a blessing, because no longer will people be slapping him on the back and causing him great amount of pain. So the harpies getting right in amongst the crossbows there. Harpies very, very good for sieges, because they can do this shit. Their defense is actually pretty good. Their armor's atrocious, but their defense is pretty good. We can use the manticore basically to shield them. So they can come down and eat the crossbows, and then our manticore can basically try and fend off some of the spears. And our Minotaurs are going to be making very, very short work of that. Look how quickly the gate goes down. Minotaurs just hacking their way through it. And as soon as the gate's down, basically, our Minotaurs are going to charge in to take the city centre. And our infantry are going to go up to help our forces on the wall. So you can see they're already making their way. The Gore Herd there, coming around, moving in to engage the spearmen. Taurox charging up this hill. And the swordsmen, I mean, they've got no chance. Ouch. It's going to sting. And in come the Minotaurs as well. They do have some spears moving in to, I guess, try and catch us from behind. But our rosy-cheeked Minotaurs have already spotted them. And they're going to be marching up a hill, while our Minotaurs will be charging down it. Yeah, that. Okay, good. So, Spearmen not having a good day. Up on the wall, our...
As long as we draw breath, they will die!
Yeah, well, I mean, will they? Our Gauls getting in amongst them, getting in those swordsmen. Not... I mean, they don't get their charge bonus up on the wall. So... They're doing okay. They're losing slightly. But basically we've got them outnumbered, so it's just a matter of time. More Ungors filtering into the city as time goes on, and our Harpies have pretty much dealt with the spearmen and the crossbows up on the wall, so that should be fine. Taurox has routed the enemy spearmen, or swordsmen, and has taken the city centre for us, and the spearmen attacking the Minotaurs, well, got fucked. You know what? I've never been, like, Harpies kind of go up and down in my estimations, but when they're good, they're very, very good. So I'm going to raise into file. We haven't been recruiting, and the reason I've not been recruiting is because basically I want to try and keep my income up for as long as possible before we drop it down. Plus, of course, I can only recruit Ungor, and they're trash. I've got some mods that sort of make these traits a little better. I don't know if it might be a little bit overpowered. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. I did flag it up in my Discord, basically went, is this overpowered? And everyone went, yeah, it seems okay. So I think we'll see how it goes. I'm always a little bit nervous because I know some mods do just kind of go a bit, like, over the top sometimes. So I try and keep it as close to vanilla as possible, while sort of like the number of mods I'm using for the Beastmen is mostly to try and bring them up to sort of like some sort of par with some of the other factions. Because I mean, if you look like Ikit Claw, for example, I mean, the amount of shit he gets, right? And admittedly, like Tretch doesn't get the same stuff, but Ikit does. And I don't feel like the bonuses we're giving Taurox here are to the same level as some of the other factions maybe in the game have. So I think it's probably fine. Right, okay, so we haven't got any more buildings. I could do some recruitment, but again, I guess I could get some more Ungor Raiders. I mean, they're sort of useful in certain areas sometimes, maybe. Now, one of the bonuses we do have by playing Nordland? Taking, no, it's not Nordland, is it? It's Ostland. Oh, hello. Right, okay. Dark choice. The ruinous powers have take grim pleasure in your endeavours. In their dark mirth, they grant you a boon. Which of their gifts will you choose? We get a Gorble or a Beret Shaman. Now, normally, right, with pretty much any other faction, you go, I'll take the fucking Shaman, thanks very much. But actually, like a Gorble, very, very powerful. However, because we're going to rush to Minotaurs ASAP, I feel like the Gorble is within closer reach than the Bray Shaman. So we're going to take a Bray Shaman, because I think we're going to get the ability to recruit a Gorble quicker than we are going to recruit a Bray Shaman. So we're going to grab... Okay, is he good? What is he? Okay, he's Shadow. That's fine. That's all right. What's his skill? Apart from being super sunburnt. Confidence. He's a confident sunburn. Good. In you go. Give us a little bit of magic resist. I mean, you get Pit of Shades. That's pretty good. Occam's Mind Razor. Also very good. Let's have a look at what spells you can get. So Enfeebling Foe. Very, very good for using on enemy lords. Wither. Just a generally good spell. Especially reducing like armor and stuff. So that makes, you know, our attacks a little bit more potent. Penumbral Pendulum, very, very good wind spell. Pit of Shades, one of the best AoE spells in the entire game. Occam's Mind, I mean, it's not Amber Spear, admittedly, but there we go. And Occam's Mind Razor, which is, it just buffs up our weapon damage and armor piercing weapon damage. So, like, particularly because as Beastmen, we'll tend to have quite a high attack. So anything that buffs up our weapon damage is we're just going to like dice and mince our way through enemy infantry, no problem. Good stuff. Okay, now we could get the Pit Hovel, but I'm probably going to drop on Ungors ASAP. Do I maybe just demolish this building? I guess scores would be... Right, okay, yeah, we'll upgrade it. It's against my... I feel like maybe I shouldn't, but... Okay, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, hello. Are you going to resettle Salzmund? Because then I'll kill you. And burn it down again. I'll probably do that. Okay. Let's recruit some Axie boys to act as some sort of line.
The nation calls.
Okay, you... Oh, it's Aldenbrund Ludenhof. He's going to take Salzmund. And then we're going to take him. Roughly. So I think I'll just... Shall I just wait here? I'll just wait here. Because he's definitely going to resettle that. And then we can kill him afterwards. Take all his shit, basically. And get some more growth. Which is pretty good. Just hiding a little hidden encampment here. Well, they gone. 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 Resettle it. Gone. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. It's a bad move, buddy. Oh, and the dark moon. So Morslip is ascendant, usurping the sun's revered place in the firmament. The world is awash with its sickly and terrible hues. Such an event is almost unheard of. It's a call to beastmen, a sign that their herd has an opportunity to dominate. Lead them, Beast Lord, to seize glory. Right. So, I've made some changes to this because basically when one falls was basically a case of, yeah, you get minus 20. Basically, your horde doesn't grow for 2 turns. All your units are replenished, but your horde doesn't grow. The campaign movement range was trash. Beastly Inclination is just not very good. And did my mod work? I don't know. Maybe it didn't. Shit. Or we can get more horde growth. Now, horde growth is very potent. It does mean for 6 turns we won't replenish. Now, because for 6 turns we won't replenish, basically we won't be able to do very much. But the horde growth does mean we'll get Minotaurs quicker. So we're going to do it. And then we're going to declare war on this dickhead. And we're going to burn his shit to the ground. Now, he does have these horrible outriders with grenade launchers. We're going to have to make sure we deal with them. But otherwise, his units are all sort of like 50% damaged. So I think this should just basically be a bloodbath. It's often a very good tactic, actually, to wait until the AI has resettled something you've just raised in ambush stance, because it weakens their army and means you can easily murder them, just like this. You can see all these guys are at half health. So yes, they're going to get some. They're going to do some damage with their guns as they open fire. But we're surrounding them. So our Gauls are on the right flank there. We've got our flying squads on the left flank over there, which is looking quite good. And our Ungor herd just charging up the centre, basically soaking up all the damage. Because they've got little horns, and that's what they're there for. So Gauls coming in on the flank. There is Taurox and his sunburnt Minotaurs. Well, okay, sure, whatever. Minotaur charge. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. That's the stuff. Taurox a little bit late to the party, but that's fine. There's Ludenhof. Getting, I mean, basically crushed between Taurox and a Minotaur. It's not a good time for him. We are opening fire on the great swords, and yeah, basically there's carnage going all over the place. I mean, this army is in no way capable of dealing with ours. It's just a lot of jam. And that was absolute carnage. Obviously, we will take the growth. Thank you very much. We've got a flying spy, which is very useful because being able to see where the shit you're going is very useful. And we've got the Predator of Drakwold. I mean, we are basically ward save during forest battles and leadership during forest battles, and also executioner, which is pretty good. Okay, we're definitely going to get a herd, a thingy. What do they call these things? Wait, what? Thingy herds? Bray herd, that's the one. I knew it was something herd. Okay, recruitment cost. Lovely. Ooh. Our boy has got a... Okay, let's go... Yeah, Melkorth's mystifying miasma. You can get Razor Gore Chariot with these guys, and because they get actually like attack abilities, can be quite good. So, you know, well worth it. Obviously, we're not going to replenish, which is a bit of a bugger, but we might be able to hit some of these like minor settlements around here. Could potentially be an option as we wait for our growth to tick up. So we should get enough growth to get the next rank of encampment, and then potentially even enough growth to get the fire pit, which will let us recruit that Gorbel as well as potentially have a Doomball as well as a lord. So that'd be quite nice. And also recruit Minotaurs, which is basically the main reason that we want that. For 158 income a turn, Minotaurs, I mean, that's looking pretty good. I mean, the Gore Herd's 128. So I say we replace all of our potential Gore Herds with Minotaurs and see what happens. I mean, the answer to what happens is jam. So much jam. So much jam. I'm tempted to get the Seed of Hate, but we're going to get the Hives of Pestilence because that extra growth would be quite nice. It's going to take 9 turns, though. It's going to take quite a while to grab that one. And we've still got the Ender's Herd for another 6 turns. So no replenishment for 6 turns, but that doesn't mean that we're going to sit idle. No. We're going to be on the move. Potentially even... can we take Middenheim? With our Bray Herd. With our Bray Herd, I'm thinking yes, we can. Just sling mud in Boris's eye, you know, the good one that's left, and sack that. And we might be even... I mean, if we've got a Bray Herd, we might actually be able to hit Altdorf. Like, burn that to the ground. Take that, Karl. Suck a dick. That would be fun. And then no more Karl. Less of an Order Tide. Assuming the Greenskins can deal with the Dwarves, maybe we can then go and kill Bretonia, and then they won't be able to confederate the shit out of the entire world either. That'll be fun. But that will have to wait until next time. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.